set up a lighting setup. I have my light right there, and it's like a triangle, 90-degree angle between the camera and that light and me. It's a 90-degree angle. And the camera's got to be on the darker side. The light on the opposite side of where the camera is. You want to always film the dark side first. Even though there's natural light coming in here, I could block that out. But at night, it's even better because this would be dark and this side of my face would almost be black in the night shots with just that light coming. And then the bathroom light is kind of like the motivating light. I'm gonna test something out right now. I'm just holding my phone with my hand, but I've shot a lot of stuff with just natural lighting like this. I'm not even using my light, but I'm gonna turn it on. I have the window and then the kitchen lamp, and then the bathroom light over there can be framed to be practical lighting, so it looks like that's the light motivating, and there's a window there. But I'm not using any lights right now, but I'm going to turn one on to see if it looks better. There, I just turned it on. Turned it off. Fucking piece of shit. On. I don't know. What do you guys think? That's my light. Now what I would do, shut the window a little bit more and shut that light off and just only have the bathroom light on. And that would be the motivating light. It's called motivating light. You want somewhere in your shot or in a previous shot, there's got to be a reason why there's a light. You know, a real life reason, like a window or a lamp or something, that's so it looks real. You know, it looks like that light could be what's causing the light on your face. That's a huge deal when making cinematic stuff, is to have motivated lighting that looks like it's coming from a natural source and it's not out of place. So the viewer, knows, well, there must be a big light right there. Where's that light coming from? It's got to be coming from something that is established in the shot or in a previous shot in the same scene. It's called motivated lighting. So all the lights I have in here now could be motivating this right now, and you wouldn't know that I have my light on. Now my light's off. On. I'm gonna see how it looks. Okay. I closed the curtains on the window now, and then I shut my kitchen normal light off, so it's darker. Now I'm gonna turn my light on and see if it looks natural. I got this stupid thing. It's awesome, but it doesn't work half the time. Okay. I'm gonna adjust it. See, I'm adjusting stuff. I can change the color temperature. That's darker. Change the temperature. I want to try the blue one because the blue is cool sometimes. That looks like my curtains in here are blue. I feel like sometimes that could be like daylight coming in from the curtains. So I don't know which one's better, to have the motivating light be the daylight coming in from the curtains, or to literally make it so it has to match that bathroom light. I don't know. Or I guess make it match that kitchen light, and if I established that that was on, but you can't see it now, so you wouldn't know. But maybe if it was on, that's what would be giving me light. I like this one. This is my iPhone 14 Pro Max. And it's on my B-Script tripod. And it's a 90-degree angle from the camera, filming the darker side, to me, to my light. I'm gonna play around with the light and see what looks better. The light is on right now, and it's the dark version. That's blue light. Blue would mean it's natural daylight coming from the window. I have blue curtain windows, so that could be very natural daylight, you know, coming from the window. That's a believable, motivated lighting, as long as at some point I establish the fact that there's windows here. And I think I have. You know, there's 2 windows. There's 3 actually. And then back there. But that's like daylight. Kind of like it. I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you like this? The blue light? Okay, that's the normal one. That's just the neutral one. Maybe that's better. And then the darker one. That one would match the lights that are in here, like the bathroom light. You know, it's the same color, so that would mean that that's motivated by a lamp in the cabin, not the daylight coming from the window. I use this one at night because at night there's not going to be daylight coming in from the window. So I use that one because that matches the lamps are in here. This is kind of fun. And the chandelier.
That lighting tutorial was kind of fun.
But since it's still daylight right now, I think it's okay to have blue. Because it is daylight, there is light coming from the window. It almost looks the same. Now I'm gonna shut it off completely. Now it's off. My light's off. Everything in here right now is just natural lighting. I don't have a single light that I bought or paid for that's on. It's just literally the bathroom light's on and stuff coming in through the blue curtains, and I don't have a light on in here. It's just daylight, all daylight. I'm gonna do one more thing. I'm gonna open up that curtain. Oh, actually I am really curious about this. I'm gonna open up that curtain to let real daylight, actual daylight come in. And I'm positioned in a way where that's still in the same exact spot that the light that I bought is set up. So I'm gonna open the curtains right now and see how it looks. There. Now I just opened the curtains. I'm sure there's probably more light on my face. What do you guys think's better of all these setups? What lighting looks the most natural and the most theatrical? This is just the window. Now I'm gonna turn my light back on plus the window. That's the bright version. That's the lowest. It dim. There's levels too. Watch. Brighter, 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 brighter. That's probably too bright. That's the lowest. And then That's the dark. That's the blue. And that's the neutral. And it's off. And it's fun to play around with lighting. Lighting is the most important thing with cinematic shots. That's why I love shooting at night too, because there's natural lights everywhere and stuff, you know, that just looks cool. Sunset's the best time, sunrise, night, you know, just when it's just noon and it's just sun hammering down on you. That's the worst. That's the hardest, you know. But it's awesome up here in the mountains and the woods because there's so much shade and there's stuff going on. So even if it's sunny, it's still kind of cool when you're amongst the trees because there's shade and stuff. I set up some lighting. This is all natural lighting except for one small light that you can barely even tell. And the one other things that I want to add to my last video, this is all natural lighting except for one light there that you can barely even tell because the window's open. I'm using real light, and the window behind me is real light, and that's actually giving me a really good effect. The way I position myself, my head perfectly blocking the window behind me, and that light that was coming in from there was giving me a glow around the back, and that's backlighting. There's this thing called 3-point lighting where you want to have, you know, your key light, which is, I mean, it's just the major key light. I mean, my key light is the natural light coming from the windows. It's daytime. The backlight is that window back there highlighting my head. So you want to have a light, you can point a light shining directly on your hair or like the background, kind of gives you that glow, you know, and it shapes it and provides depth and separation from the background. And then there's another light, the third one, I don't know what it's called, motivating light maybe. I mean, the motivating light's that bathroom light's on, but the window's also, I don't know. Not much help with that. 3-point lighting, I don't even know what the third one means. And just adding, you know, a lot of times with the third light, people, you know, besides the key light and the backlight, they want to have another light just to get a ping in your eyes, like a glisten. I don't know if there's like if you can see in my eyes, like, you know, something popping, like a ping. It's just like the light reflecting off your eyeballs. Even at night, in night shots, you know, in the car, different night shots, you're filming at night, so there's not going to be a bright light, you know, and you just want it to look natural. But you always want to have somewhere a ping light for your eyes. I learned that from the director of photography on Sons of Anarchy. Really great director of photography. That whole show, Sons of Anarchy, Paul Maybaum was the director of photography, and it was his job to set up the lighting and the frame, and why the show looked so cool is because of him. Everything about the shots, the way it looked, the theatrical feel of it was that's the director of photography. And I worked on all 7 seasons of Sons of Anarchy as a stand-in for the Jax character, the number 1 character, played by Charlie Hunnam. I was his lighting stand-in. And that's kind of what I'm doing right now. This is what a stand-in does. If Jax, this character, was sitting here right now, having a conversation with somebody, that would be the scene. And then the stand-in would sit right here the way I'm sitting, the same thing. Now I'm the stand-in, same exact thing. And the DP would set up the lights and get the lights ready, make sure everything looks good. Set up the lights, set up the frame. The camera operator would be setting up this frame that I have right now. And it's like, okay, we're good to go. And then I get up, go, and then Charlie comes in, and then they hit record, and then that's what you watch. When you watch the show, that's what you see. But, you know, for every one of those shots, in the whole show, every shot, they need to set up the shot, they need to frame it, and they need to set the lighting. They need stand-ins. Stand-ins are really important to the crew, and it's basically important to the DP. I'm basically, when I stand in, I'm the actor for the DP. You know, there's a director of photography who needs his stand-ins, and then the real director needs the real actors. So it's kind of like second team. It's called second team. I always likened it to a backup quarterback. Except the only difference with that is if the first string gets hurt, the backup can go in and play, and you can't do that. You can't just replace the main actor in the middle of a season, you know. But that's, you know, how to set up cinematic lighting and framing. That's what I'm wanting to show you guys. How to make your own movie with your iPhone. You can make your own movie. Cinematic shots, lighting, acting, actors, friends, family. Catch them in natural, normal, believable moments. Acting is being believable. That's the main thing, to be believable. So if you can catch your family and friends in believable moments, real life moments, and incorporate that into the storyline, then that can work. And then the storyline, that's the most important. That's the beginning, you know. You have a script first. I'm doing everything backwards. I started with the cinematography. I fell in love with taking photos. I learned, 10, 12 years ago that I just had a natural eye for taking photos. So without trying, without knowing, I just have a natural eye for stuff. I see something that looks cool, take a cool photo. And that's actually how some directors start. And so I just took that into working on, okay, if I can take good photos, I take good videos. And then I have a lot of stand-in experience. I know some stuff about lighting, make the photos and videos look even better with finding the right lighting. Most of it I find naturally, just naturally occurring in nature. If you find some good lighting and position yourself. But I have one light that I added that you can use, and the ping light and stuff, When I'm in my car, I basically use a $12 flashlight that I bought at O'Reilly's Auto Parts. And I have little flashlights sometimes. It's a few bucks, just to set up some kind of lighting or something. And that's how you make cinematic. And then I started, I've always been an inspiring actor, so I always do scenes and practice acting. And I film those. And then, you combine that with the storyline and props, and then you can piece together a movie. The only thing I don't have that I might need to get is B-script lenses for the iPhone. There's certain lenses you can buy that just hook up to the iPhone, because I'm not going to get some big $900 lens and a $1,000 camera. I'm talking iPhone only. But there are those little hook lenses you can hook in on B-script or other ones. There's another good company, I forgot the name of it. But that's it. That's literally making your own cinematic videos with the iPhone. Hopefully that helps somebody. I'm trying to offer something informational, educational, and entertaining. Thanks, everyone. I'm holding my phone with my right hand, try to find a cool position, and then I kind of remember where that is, and then I set the tripod up to recreate that positioning with the tripod. So maybe there's a shot right here